Year is 1945. World War II rages from the halls of Buckingham Palace to the shores of the Nile River. Even now, the clash between freedom and tyranny is about to boil over. Somewhere in North Africa, two American flyboys are soaring high on a reconnaissance mission, searching for clues to a peculiar new obsession, with the occult gripping the Nazi high command. There were skirmishes at first. A shootout at the Fort Smith crossing that sent the Arkansas boys packing. The U.S. Navy seized oil rigs off Galveston and Corpus Christi. There were a few run-ins over Texas airspace, but the real shooting hadn't started yet. And in Washington, they talked and talked and talked. Nothing new there. All while the Joint Chiefs worked out how to fight this war. Resolute Fist was a secret operation dreamed up by DARPA. It involved the recruitment and weaponization of exceptions.
What's up, y'all? Eric July here, the founder and owner of Rippaverse Publishing, and we've expanded a lot in under 3 years. We're talking over $11 million in total sales, as well as over 250,000 books sold. It's been an incredible, wonderful time. Of course, we appreciate each and every one of you for that continued support. But one thing a lot of people ask me about is gaming. When will we expand into that? And look, it's a natural crossover. A lot of people that read comic books, play video games. I'm a big gamer as well. And I'd be lying to you if I said that we hadn't been talking about it or thinking about it, trying to conceptualize what that would look like. As you guys know, we do have Rippaverse Studios. We have our team of animators that also continues to expand as we try to refine our style. And we can tie them in, obviously, to any sort of video game that we wanted to do. So here's what we're gonna do. I've done a lot of research, and it does seem that the most feasible option, if we were to entertain doing a video game, is going to be as sort of a two-dimensional fighter or a brawler of sorts. So Rippaverse Studios has come up with two different styles. You have this sort of 2D stylistic approach, as well as a more realistic three-dimensional approach. And we have some things that we're gonna show off as more of a proof of concept. And as you know, if you played either of those games, when you select an individual character, they often come into the arena with some sort of cool intro. So that's where we're gonna start. We're gonna show you that again as more of a proof of concept. Some of our more notable characters will show them sort of entering into the arena to get your minds jogging and see how you feel about it. The goal here really is just to have some fun and give you an idea of what this could really look like. There'll be these very short intros. There's no investment from you guys. We're going to be putting this out on the internet for free. So there's no commitment. We're not promising that this is ever going to turn into anything. That said, though, if you do want to support us, just keep doing what you're already doing. Buy our books. Become a member over at Rippaverse.com/members. Again, we'll start slowly, sort of drip feeding this to you here shortly in the future, and let's have some fun. Give us the feedback. Let's see what a Rippaverse video game could look like. You guys have gone to bat for the Rippaverse. You've showed up with each collection that we drop. We appreciate you so much. And I know just like you're invested in our universe, you're also really invested in where we're going to go into the future. And this is a cool, fun way for us to do that. So thank you so much. We appreciate you, and we'll be in contact soon. What's up, y'all? Eric July here, the founder and owner of Rippaverse Publishing. No idea why that replay. What's up? What's up, y'all? Yeah, just me. Not gonna be streaming all night, but I wanted to check in because today has been a big day. I've been busy. Been up since probably what time I get up? 4 ish. But yeah, obviously we had to get prepared for the mighty Golden Patriot, which is live right now. You can go check out. Let's go to it right now. It's closing in on 1,000 total books sold. That's the mighty Golden Patriot. The highly anticipated, that is, mighty Golden Patriot by Yellow Flash as well as John Dillard. This is more or less a kind of alternate history. Dealing, of course, in World War II. I know a lot of people have asked about that like type of material. It doesn't make as much sense for us, but sure makes a lot of sense for Rippaverse and Yellow Flash, John Dillard. They worked extremely hard for you all. Flash has a lot of passion in this. Dillard has a lot of passion in this project, and everybody's excited. This is no small feat as they are closing in on 1,000 total books sold. The exact number is, I haven't got a refresh, but it's like almost 960 books sold in just obviously it hadn't been even 12 hours yet. So thanks, man. Y'all are crazy. Flash not here for the launch of his, but well, Flash has Flashcast. Don't worry about that. Flashcast is gonna be a massive stream tomorrow. This is just us, or just me, rather, just kind of saying what's up to y'all, checking in because we just launched that, but we also launched the Great War Separation number 2 is going to be closed down. So don't worry about that. Tomorrow is going to be the big day. Consider that, if you want to consider it a big, like a launch stream. Tomorrow is the launch stream. Today we just got this bad boy live. That'll be on Yellow Flash's channel. It's going to be huge. It's going to be big league. But yes, closing in on 1,000 total books. So it's going to pre-order right now. Rippaverse.com. Got it in the description. Also have it pinned at the top. Great War Separation as well. But yeah, these guys have worked extremely hard on this. There's plenty of cool items that you can get. Of course, you have it's in a format that you've seen us release in, where you get 4 total books, book options as far as covers. You also have signed and graded versions by Flash himself. We have Tales from the Battlefield, little ash can, little something, only $6, little short story there that you can go grab. We have, of course, a couple of shirts. Everybody's loving this Pay Your Artist shirt. We have, of course, a bunch of bundles. We also have a special application poster. Some of y'all have got our special application posters. You know that we tricked those out. The big tricked out one was the one that you kind of can't see, that's right out of frame, and that is the Horseman one that had the UV treatment, but we also had that foil stamp on the more horizontal. Y'all can't see that either. Blood Ruth. So we're doing that for Rob Willis's cover as a poster, and it will have special treatment on it. Dillard has a poster as well, both colored by our man's Marcos Martinez, but there's plenty of different bundles that you can get. Of course, you can just say, screw it, I want everything, and go grab that I want it all. But please go support our man's, the mighty Golden Patriot, as I say, because a lot of people get things twisted, okay? I say it all the time. Speaking of, one of the cover colorists, Marcos Martinez, is in the chat. But Rippaverse, okay? Many of you, I don't want to say, like, obviously our diehards know exactly what this is, okay? Am I going to throw up on Flash? I might pop in. And I'll tell them, send me the link. I might pop in, say what's up, touch base for sure tomorrow. But Rippaverse is it's our creator-owned wing, okay? So a lot of people think that like it's just like a wing where we're just publishing non-Rippaverse related stuff. And while that's true, it's like non-reverse related stuff, but the structure is still the same. It's not, okay? This was a creator-owned wing. Big shout out to our man Jay, who was the first official Rippaverse creator. The mighty, Agamemnon Chronicles, that came into fruition because of a lot of conversations that myself and Jay had. Okay. He was asking me during the first book, Blue, what do you think about me, utilizing your infrastructure and all that? And I was like, look, at the time that was not on in the cards. If I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it right. And I didn't set up obviously the Rippaverse initially to be fielding things like that, right? Definitely with all the stuff that we had on our plate, considering our trajectory. Well, now it's different. Okay, you got but yeah, so talking to him over and over, like, you know what, maybe this is something that we can do. So Rippaverse happens. We obviously launch with Achromatic Chronicles, but the whole point of it that exists is the creator own wing. So that means that we don't own any of that stuff. Okay. My whole goal with this, our whole goal as a company, was to help send creators, independent creators, and their projects over the top, right? And create an efficient format for them to be able to release it, right? And not have to worry about a lot of the stuff that, look, it's difficult. I know that it's a touchy subject for some bizarre reason, fulfillment, but not everybody has it together. Okay. And I think it's very important that if definitely when you're dealing with high volume things, right? When you're dealing with things that you're pushing, 500 plus of any unit, right? You're dealing with a volume issue that a lot of people sleep on. It creates more problems. Okay. So understanding even the challenges that we had to go through, the whole point of Rippaverse is to aid, right? Help elevate and aid, but handle all of that other stuff, okay? That can get, if you're not doing it correctly, it can get costly, right? You can end up not maybe releasing in a manner that you wanted, right? And customers, definitely when they're exchanging money, there's a lot that goes in there. Flash in the chat. Flash, I'm just shooting the stuff. I'm on a Rippaverse channel. I don't like to be cussing like crazy over here. Right himself. I tell everybody, official big launch is tomorrow on Flashcast, right? And I told him I just kind of committed myself to eventually pop it in at some point there. But tomorrow's the big day on Flashcast. I'm expecting everybody over here to go holler over there. But no small feat. I want to say a congratulations. I'm explaining all this other stuff. Big congratulations to Yellow Flash and John Dillard, because pushing 1,000 books almost day one, and it's going to hit 1,000 books by the end of the night easily, probably maybe even by the end of this stream. That is no small feat, okay? And it's very difficult to sell that many books and to that many people, okay? That quickly on day one. This is a full campaign. We got all the time. This thing's gonna end July 26th. We wanted to end it on a Saturday, so Flash could close it out right. So we wanted to end it on a Saturday, and there it is. It doesn't end until July, so we got plenty of time. This thing is doing crazy numbers already. You see kind of where the trajectory is, almost 1,000 on day one. That is nothing to sneeze at. And also keep in mind, something I always remind people of, because especially when people are going to, even though I say, guys, there's never a one-to-one comparison. Don't ever do that, right? You're going to have people naturally do that, which I don't say don't. When I say don't ever do that, customers probably, they're going to do that and totally understand. Talking about more so for creators to make sure that you're looking at things in context, because numbers can lie to you. But understand, he's over 25 grand of raw sales. Okay. I know that we took the campaign format, made it our own, right? Where you saw heavily utilized on like crowdfunding sites, Kickstarter, etc. Right? Those have all the other baked in fees, right? Like, so the shipping, whatever you're paying all that's dumped into the total number that you see okay, the goal or whatever that you see. Over here, because again, we're doing pre-order, so they're actual sales. Okay, books going to be coming out in a timely manner. We're not crowdfunding, right? We're not using your money to make the thing. Flash and Company is already paid to make this happen with their time and money, right? Okay, so these are raw sales. The data, when you look at the total sales number, those are total sales numbers minus. Right? Well, it's not minus, they're actual sales numbers. They're not shipping and taxes and transaction fees or whatever they are included in their tips, just random money that people get. No, none of that's included in the total sales numbers. It's just straight raw sales. So, when Achromatic Chronicles, what did Achromatic Chronicles do? Achromatic Chronicles did almost 120,000 in total sales. If you look at, you're talking what, 3,000 books sold. If you're looking at if you added shipping and stuff like that, that pushes a $200,000 campaign, right? So you get what I'm saying. I just want people to put that into perspective when looking at our numbers, whether it be on Rippaverse.com or Rippersand, and that it's not like a traditional crowd fund. Okay. These are actual raw sales data, but we're putting a lot of resources behind this. I'm excited about the mighty Golden Patriot because I know that it's not your typical, and I'm glad. Let me give a big shout out to Flash and Dillard, right? Because they could have easily went the route of, okay, I'm going to do this, modern day, and not modern day like the message modern day as in like current superhero stuff. That would have been the safest bet. That's not what he did, right? Or what Flash and Dillard did. What they wanted to do, again, you're talking alternative history while mixing some of the superhero elements into it. It's not the safest thing, right? They wanted to do something that was a little more intriguing to the audience instead of playing a safer route. And I respect them so much for that. But the story is awesome. And John did a great job. As we're looking at some of the art right now, he did the entire illustration. So all the colors and stuff that you see on the interior, everything is done by our man John Dillard, who worked extremely hard on all of this, man. Awesome dude, deserves, and I'm glad he's going to be reaping the benefits alongside our man's Yellow Flash. And yeah, man, this wasn't easy. And I'm glad that, again, he's closing in. Let me actually go look at some of the latest numbers. Be sure to pre-order right now. Just press the button. Rippersand.com. Let me look at the latest numbers real quick. Latest number is we're at, snaps, 982. Guys, just 18 of y'all go buy the book right now. Buy a book for your book. Why not? What you got to lose? Grab a shirt. Again, big shout out to Flash. Grab a shirt. Grab a poster. Grab all the items. Okay? All the stuffs. Closing in on 1,000 books sold, not even 12 hours. That is a tall order, bros. That ain't nothing to sneeze at. Yellow Flash is in the chat, give him perspective. Says I'm on the wrong thing. That's why. Says I took the things I love about comics and manga and rolled them into something new. And that's what I like. Like I said, he did something different. He wanted to do something different. He didn't want to just go a typical American like comic book, which again, that would have been the safest bet. He said, no, I'm gonna, do make some history elements into it, go a little alternate history route. And I love that. And you guys are clearly loving it because there's a lot of folks who are like, look, man, this is more up my alley. And I love seeing that. I love seeing that. I've seen so many new buyers, people that have not bought anything from Rippaverse. They obviously know we exist, but they're like, maybe not up. That's not up to their speed. But they saw Flash's book and they're like, oh, this is more up my alley. I love to see it. What comics are about. I think that America gets a bad rap, definitely as they get their tail kicked by the East. But you get a bad rap about the variety, and I say it all the time that I think it's largely overstated. If you look beyond, especially the two major publishers, there is a whole heap of if you can conceive it, there's probably a comic that's at least akin to what you're looking at, like what you see out of the East, where they can do food mangas and whatever that they want, sports, all that. They do all that stuff. Is all comic book stuff based on that too. It's just not rolled up and bundled with a mega corporation, which has, I would say, cornered the market. That's long change now, especially because if they did, the Rippaverse wouldn't exist. But you get what I'm saying. A lot of people had that perceived legitimacy with the major guys, and so if they didn't produce it, then it doesn't exist. But there's plenty, man, of just different types of comics out there. So to see that people are giving Mighty Golden Patriot a shot, and that it's its own little thing. It's trying to do something unique, mixing what, as Flash says here, what he loves, and trying to come up with something fresh. I love it. I love it. Risky, and it's already paying off because it's closing in. 1,000 books sold. Whoa. Nick Weiser said it's confirmed. Well, let me refresh. I'm not calling you a liar. I never called Nick Weiser a liar. He's good people. Yes! I'm sorry I'm screaming. I'm all hyped up. These numbers aren't accurate. We have officially hit 1,000 total books sold for The Mighty Golden Patriot by Yellow Flash and John Dillon. Holy smacks. Woo! Andrew says he's already on it, getting the post out. Let's go. Sold me with the alternative history. Thinking a big shout out to you. Flash says, hell. Woo! Let's go, bro. No, seriously, Flash, man. I'm so stoked on this. This is again, I know we chat definitely up to the release. Been chatting pretty much every day about it. I say it publicly too. Same thing I tell you in private. Putting things into perspective. This is nothing to sneeze at, right? Like it's brand new comic, new IP. It is not easy to do what you're doing already, and I want you to understand. Michael Bancroft's in the chat as well. Shout out, love to see you, fellow comic creator in the chat. But that's nothing to sneeze at. That's a lot of books. It's a lot of customers because it's mostly the same amount. Almost a direct 1-to-1. At least up until now, yeah, there's some guys got multiple books, but up as far as the number of customers, it's almost you're pushing 1,000 already, and that's nothing to sneeze at. Nothing to sneeze at. That is Flash ask obviously if Flash wanted to get on, he can get on, but that wasn't the plan. Obviously, if he demands on, he gets what he wants. It's his day. Tomorrow is his day as well. Yeah, Flashcast is gonna be a big show. Consider that the official launch party. Not this. This is just me talking. Right. So there's that. Thank y'all seriously so much. Oscar Gomez says $45 for great, fantastic comics. No, actually, funny you ask. Actually, you can get the Mighty Golden Patriot for $17. That's another thing. Big benefit, obviously, working with Rippaverse. We get access to these deals that, can't really, unless you're pushing the same volume, right? You don't get, right? So we push savings. We obviously, the whole point is to make sure we ensure that the creators get a return, but you're juggling that while also making sure that you get the price as low as you can for your customers, right? You can profit while still trying to make it as affordable as realistically possible. 64-page book, $17. Can't beat that with a stick. Can't beat it with a stick. So actually, it's not. You'd be happy to hear it's not $45. Though you can get the full cover for $35. Even that's cheaper than $45. So thank you for your continued support. Guys, you are awesome. You're amazing. You're the best. And we appreciate you here. But the party don't stop. Just because we hit 1,000 total books sold does not mean that we can't keep it going. So let's keep it going. Oh yeah, as he asked, little ash can. Don't forget, little side story, little 20, like traditional floppy format, $6. You gonna spend that on Fruitopia? They don't make that anymore. You gonna spend that on a Sobe? They don't make those anymore either. You're gonna spend that on whatever. You go to the gas station and maybe spend the money on. Bud Ice, they don't make those either. I don't drink. I never drank Bud Ice. Make no mistake. That's a Ryan thing. He's the Bud Ice drinker. But $6, nothing. Might as well go get that. Why not? $6 little book. Ash can go get the side story as well. So go grab that. Go grab everything. Just get it all. I mean, why not? Why not? My man's Marcos is in the chat as well, colorist on some of the work that you have seen, posters, and as well as some of the covers in the chat. Love to see it. Thought the historical context in which the story is set and designed, the Golden Patriot, were really amazing, since everything came together perfectly. And yes, the colors that you see on like the Rob Willis cover, that's all Marcos, man. Does a great job there. Same on the Mike S. Miller cover. So yeah, man. Awesome dude. Awesome dude. Awesome dude. The previous chatter who said $45 for Awesome Comics also asked, he says 17 is still too much compared to the others. Well, we're getting our books as low as we can here at Rippaverse, as well as Ripasend. Unfortunately, we are not $1 billion corporation, but we do get our prices comparable. That said, keep in mind that our books tend to be bigger than what you see at a traditional floppy. So while some of the major publishers may charge, I believe the baseline now, what is it, $4 and $5.99? They're charging basically basically for the same page count. This is actually a good comparison. For the same page count, you're getting Tales from the Battlefield, which is again around a similar page count of a floppy that you usually see. Okay, and it's only $6, so that's akin to what you see out of the mainstream, right? Same goes for the Ripazine, which you can get, which is actually more, because if you get a $5 membership, you can redeem the latest Ripazine. All of those are usually 40 plus pages, right? So we're not a mega corporation, but we try our best to get the prices. Definitely for our constant buyers, we want to make sure that we're getting the prices as competitive as we realistically can. Okay, so yeah, there's that. But you know, we're not a $1 billion corporation, and we're very transparent about that. I think everybody knows that. Though we do well. We're always trying to improve our pricing. Always. That's one of the big focuses of the company, has been trying to give people more bang for their buck, and really everything that we do. Because if you're going to make the Rippaverse your go-to form of entertainment, everybody works extremely hard for their dollars. It's not easy, especially in this economy. So the fact that people are reaching in their pockets and bam, paying for anything that the Rippaverse or Ripasend puts out goes a long way, and we appreciate that. And therefore, we're always trying to make sure that we keep our prices down. We often, instead of when we get savings because of a new negotiated deal or something, we don't tend to, or we don't default to just trying to profit, right? We default to trying to push the savings down to the customers. So there's that. Whoa. Can I get a confirmation on that? Hold on. Because we also have a confirmation. I don't know if I believe that. I'm going to check it out. Because, yeah, Yaira did release this week. It's hard to kind of keep that in mind. Because so much is going on. Yes, he's not lying. Yaira number 3. Wow, we need somebody not chat. Can I get one of my guys that has direct contact with our devs to update some cash on both sites? Just do both sites. Because Yaira 3 has hit $100,000 in a week. Not even a week. What are we talking about? It's been 5 days. And not 5 full days yet. $100,000 for Yaira number 3. Someone also brought up the Horseman. Already on. Shout out, Andrew. And they saw how the sales are going up. Horseman is over 7,000 something books. Okay. So a lot of people are like, this is on pace to maybe outsell the first book, which again was a standalone, but the first book, nonetheless, that you introduced Horseman, that you saw Horseman, is on pace to outsell Welcome to Flores Park. It is. And that would be unprecedented. But it is on pace to do that. It'd be trippy if it did it. Eric, can you do an email or text notification for low in stock notification? I missed out on that. Fair. We try though, like, because this is the thing. We don't want to be bombarding y'all with emails. I mean, even how many we send now is pretty high in volume. And we try to, like, you know, we try to segment, right? This email goes out to this type of customer or whatever. So I totally understand where you're coming from. That said, I try to tell y'all guys, man, get the books when you can, because with our sped up release schedule, we're not doing like what we were doing with ISOM and ISOM 2 and Yaira and Alpha Core, where because we had these big gaps in releases, we obviously it was a different model. When the Rippaverse first year and a half was a completely different model from where we're at now, where we were operating as a company that was only going to put out releases every now and then, like 2 books, 3 books a year or something like that. And that we went from that to, obviously, we got 5 active ones right now. Damn the ones that we've already fulfilled. We have 5 active ones right now. Okay. Therefore, we're not planning to keep as many of them, especially when you're going into like the next issue of a book. I see an update from the devs. Well, I don't see an update. Hold on. Oh, but yeah. So hold on. Yeah, what am I doing? 1,000? Yes, we had 1,000. 1,030. Look at them stocks going up. Keep it up. Go pre-order Golden Patriot. But yes, it's like the model changed, and therefore we are like, we're moving to the next book, right? So we're not trying to keep as many books after the fact outside of like the 1 or 2 covers, right? You have the mass print, which is always going to be available, but then you have the others. So our goal here is to keep it moving. So it is inevitable that a lot of these are going to sell out. And we do try to, I mean, this is what I would recognize or tell you to, or I recommend, excuse me. Make sure you're following us on social media because we're good. Usually Brandon's good with getting with Andrew and saying, hey, man, we're low on these stocks. Go ahead and put out a post to try to let y'all know. But I'm just telling you, I know it seems like, because we do get more post collection orders than we ever have before. I mean, the post collection orders is like day-to-day store stuff is like wild, bros. Like the amount of sales that we get just day to day that are post collection. That said, you want to make sure that you can get in where you fit in. What I mean by that is don't hesitate. Because as an example, some of them we absolutely have to cap. I can't remember which book. I don't know if it might be the Great War. Some of these CGCs have already sold out because we're not going to sit here and have Chuck signing all day long. So we're capping them purposely. That said, and here's the good news. The good news is there may be a chance later, but it's not guaranteed because we are pretty accurate in our estimates. We obviously do not sell out of our entire stock when we do pre-orders, okay? Especially for our limited items, okay? We don't do that. The reason being is, well, what if someone's order gets lost? What if it gets damaged? What if this happens? What if that happens? We have to account for all of that. What if even when we got the books, a certain amount of them got damaged? Whatever that is, we have to make sure that we are properly taking that into account. Now, if we set the reserve stock and let's say everything was smooth, no damages, we got them, there were no that, which rarely happens, but let's just assume, well, then you have a chance to at a later date, maybe it's at a con or maybe it's on the store, because I floated this idea out there of maybe like every now and then doing a low stock collection where it's only like 5 of this item, right? Like everybody keeps asking about this horseman hat. So I feel like I get asked about this hat more than I do anything. We got like 3 of them laying around the warehouse or something like that. So maybe it becomes one of those where it's like, okay, on this date, we're going to put these up for sale. We got a limited stock, as good and cover, whatever is available. There's only 10 of them. Figure it out. And maybe that's what we do. We haven't quite, for sure you can probably get them at like the cons, but we haven't quite figured out how that's going to look. But that's the good news, is that maybe you're good to go. My man Zed was in the chat. Biggest year. Shout out Garfield Bizarre Adventure. He says, I took my time and missed out on Great War II cover A. You did. And a lot of people love that cover, which is cool. I like that. Like a lot of people like that cover. Dorado Mello did that cover. But Edwin says, this is the biggest year ever for collection campaigns, and more than half the year is left. Yeah, we're having our most successful quarter so far. And this is what I think a lot of people didn't understand. I mean, this is why not everybody's a damn publisher. So it's not for you to understand, to be fair. See, because every collection doesn't do $3.7 million. You get people that wrongfully assume that, like, well, we're cooked, when it's precisely the opposite. We're doing better than what we ever had. We actually have more. Our customer list continues to grow. But this is why. It's not really difficult to understand. So this information for you guys that operate in everybody type business in the chat. But anybody that's involved in business, you'd understand this. It's not a rocket science. That said, when ISOM #1 dropped, okay, there was only one book, one frame of reference. That's it. And, a lot of market factors, timing, all that has to go into it. Pricing, all that stuff goes into why a campaign like ISOM did what ISOM 1 did. Okay. But our catalog grew. Okay. So while we maintain the readership, right, and even added, the readership isn't like, because it's not just one book being put out. Unfortunately, there's still people stuck in 2022 that think ISOM is like the only book that's out, when I couldn't tell you the amount of books that we've come out with as of, since ISOM 1, but there's more non-ISOM books than there are ISOM books. Okay. A lot of them. But only thing that happened, and this is what happens when you have more variety, is that people start gravitating towards their taste. Yes, you do have your super readers, which I love y'all to death. Love y'all to death. They get everything. Doesn't matter what we drop, you get. But not every book is going to be bought by every single individual. So the only thing that happened is that people started gravitating towards their taste, and with the sped up release schedule and the rapport that we've built with the audience, and the fact that people are like we're reputable, right? And the fact that we are going to get you the thing, like, I get it, right? Company first starts, you're like, yeah, hold on, man. I'll give you a shot, but let's see. But we're reputable, okay? So we deliver on everything that we say. It doesn't mean everybody's gonna like everything that we do, but you're gonna make sure you get your book in hand, all that good stuff, okay? So people sometimes are like, all right, well, I don't have to get it then, and I just want to read. I'm just a reader. I'm not necessarily a collector. I'll get cover D. I don't care. I just want the material. So I'll wait till fulfillment starts, and then they order post collection. Got a lot of people like that, okay? So the only thing that happened is that the audience started to trickle, like, ghost what they like. You got your Horseman guys, you got your ISOMs, your Yairas, right? People that just like Blood Ruth, okay? Like, oh, I got a lot of horror guys got in there. Like, this is my type, right? Maybe not that book, but these two books, or maybe I just like that one, not necessarily the others. Like, and that's not abnormal, right? It's like, think about it. And on this channel, we don't necessarily talk about the major publishers like that all the time, but just because someone buys Spider-Man does not mean that they're going to go buy Punisher. Just because someone likes Thor does not mean that they want to buy a Squirrel Girl comic. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's not. It doesn't work like that. Just because you have your big customer list does not mean that everybody likes everything. And so when the variety started to, grow, if you will, we got guys gravitating towards their taste. But the customer list has grown. And we appreciate all y'all, right? So yeah, to Edwin's point, this is our most successful. We have more orders than we ever had. Net sales are up like fucking, I don't know, 50%, some crazy number, right? More customers, more purchasers, like everything's green, right? And that's what you want, like, especially this early on, like that's what you want. And I appreciate y'all so much, man. And this is why we're trying to get even more so, trying to get different variety of types of comics, right? Sci-fi. We went full sci-fi with Dirty Deeds, which we got some surveys going out. Make sure you're taking those so we can get some information, get that data. Does seem to be, it's like a lot of y'all like that. But we know if we do something with that, if that turns into a series, turns into this graphic novel, I don't know, whatever we decide to do, you're gonna get those that gravitate towards that. It's completely Dirty D's, a completely different story from ISOM. And then we got Zaylin on the way, which is a change of pace. We have a war story in the Great War. So it's like everything we're trying to purposely have the variety here at Rippaverse, so y'all can like whatever y'all types of books y'all like, y'all can like, right? You just because a book exists does not mean you have to get. Now, again, I would recommend you get them all. I'm always going to be an advocate of them all. I know what I was doing with the major publishers when I was buying books every single week and trying to definitely patch things up. I'm trying to make sure the events line up. I'm trying to be a little historian. We're gonna have our little historians of the Rippaverse, and it's awesome to see. There's some guys streaming, I think, right now talking about the Rippaverse, and that's awesome. I love to see that. But yeah, I just want y'all to have variety, and that also not only adds customers, but it also gives the people that are already here something to gravitate towards. If they don't want to be spending money on every single collection, they can get the books they like, and that's what it's about. Bo Edwards, Edmund, excuse me, great question. Says, would you ever consider having some of the Rippaverse characters in all ages book to kind of bring some young readers Rippaverse characters for young kids? Yes. We are actually working on some all ages stuff. I think I've already talked about this, so it's not like I'm NDAing right now. But me and Jave talked about this. We talked about this before as well. You know what he's done with Achromatic Chronicles, and he's always in my ear like, "Hey man, you got to do Rippaverse, kids stuff. You got to." Yes, we are working on some stuff, and I'm really excited for that once we can finally reveal that what that looks like. So there's that. Though, boy, this is as a young 20-year-old who has always dreamed of making a comic. How would you recommend starting out? I've written some scripts and even laid out multiple series ideas, but I don't know where to go. Well, I mean, look, flesh out the ideas first. I mean, definitely, because you're coming from the perspective of a writer, not an artist, from what it sounds like. Flesh your ideas out. Get them ready to present to somebody. Okay. There's a lot of, definitely younger artists that you can collaborate with that would be very interested in, if you have a good idea, very interested in whatever you're producing. So where you go is making sure what, because oftentimes, man, you get, especially with young folks. I know I was young one day and I have all these ideas and, it's nothing really cohesive. Okay. It's just a bunch of stuff all over the place. You want to make sure that you get to a point to where you can at least present this to someone professionally. Okay. And how that looks to you is, or for you, is going to differ from person to person. But flesh your ideas out. Okay. Okay. Where are you going with the story? Are you thinking about maybe this is going to be a series? Is it something that you want to keep moving? What's the goal here? Is there an end game at all? Right? Is it a graphic novel? You just want to tell a story from beginning to end, like whatever that looks like with your characters and your story. Actually, get it ready, get it fleshed out, and get it. Definitely, if you're talking about making a comic, you need an artist. Obviously, if you are not one, get it ready to submit. Feel confident about it, because you're not there yet, as it sounds. Which, again, to be fair, not everybody gets there immediately. It's likely that you're not going to get there. Flesh your ideas out, get it ready to present, and then there's a lot of resources out there for finding artists. There's a lot of guys on the art stations, deviants, that are just young and waiting to collaborate. And it's going to be a lot easier to do that and accomplish that once you have your stuff ready, instead of just having a bunch of ideas like kind of splattered all over the place or scattered all over the place. And you're like, oh, I don't know where I go. I got some ideas, but it's nothing really substance there. So flesh it out, get it ready to present that order. Whoever on publishing, cut my stream short for this. Also, don't forget Yaira 3 launched this week, which is crazy to think about. It's like stuff. It wasn't that long that Horseman released. Yaira released this week, bro. It's so much going on, man. And we're trying to keep you posted. Gothics, as you guys know, she's doing a little college tour right now. She'll be back in like a week. Holy smokes, I'm gonna have a lot of work for. So hope you're ready, Gothics. I'm gonna have a big mountain of stuff that we're gonna need you to do. But no, she'll get back. We'll start doing our updates and stuff again. But yeah, man, Yaira and this book with Flash just dropped, and we got all these other books dropping. It's just crazy. But again, go guys. Hell, you got a few hours to still get the Great War Separation 2 as well. So go grab that. That closes down at 11 p.m. That's why I know we've been talking more Golden Patriot, but Hero Stash was a genius idea. I never understood its importance till I needed it. Here's my token of appreciation with a 5. Hey man, you never have to do that. Nick Wise, I love to see here. But yeah, man, a lot of that is thanks to y'all. It was y'all's idea because you're like, it was less people telling us that was going to be the particular function, but we look at the feedback of our actual audience, not the noise, obviously, but the actual audience, the readers, the customers, and we're listening to you guys, and people are talking about shipping and always looking at ways of trying to ring the alarm, like, hey, there's got to be ways to get this under control. So we put our heads together. We're looking at what our options were out there, and we came up with our Hero Stash thanks to y'all. And yeah, it's a great option. No, some people have asked about doing a Hero Stash for Rippaverse. I don't think we can justify it quite yet because the volume of Rippaverse isn't quite there yet. Yeah, I mean, it will get there, I guess. And I already talked to my team a little bit about it. So yeah, we shall see. Whoa, Toby with a 50. Hey, brother, just wanted to let you know I was let go from my job today. Oh no, you giving me 50? I have some unrelated opportunities I want to run by you though. Do you have a personal contact info? And would you have some time next week to discuss? Thanks, man, says Toby O'Hare. Wait, is that the Toby that I'm thinking of? Toby, confirm if like Toby that we've already spoke. I'm not gonna obviously. I wouldn't Toby that I would know your job. That Toby. He says yes. Okay, I know exactly who this is personally. Yeah, let me I don't remember if you have my number. You don't. I don't think so. Email me. I'm gonna make sure we grab it because I do know your previous job. Toby's good peoples. Toby is good people. I'm gonna say that because I don't want to. I don't want people to know where that's at because I'll let you do that on your own terms. If hit me up, email me. I'm gonna make sure Carol look out for that if you're here. But yeah, we can chat. We can chat. We can chat about some stuff. I love to hear because I'm sorry to hear that for sure. But you good peoples. You good peoples, man. And yeah, let's chat. Because I was like, took me a while to think, like, wait a minute, where do I know this name from? And it was like, wait a minute, it's that Toby. Okay. Good dude, man. Hit me up. I'll get Carol to run it down. I don't know if she's in the chat. I don't think she is. If she's not, she might be. If she is, look out for that. And we'll try to pencil in some sort of some meeting and chat. Sorry to hear that though, nonetheless, man. Good, you're a good dude. So I already know you're gonna be all right. You're gonna be all right. Big shot. You didn't have to do that 50 either, man. Appreciate you. Okay. Thanks, Andrew. Appreciate that. Thank you so much, man. But yeah, I have my assistant run it down and we'll chat. We'll chat. All right. Johnny with a 20. No message either. Johnny Red, love to see you here as always, man. And y'all are awesome, man. Shout out Toby again, man. Sorry to hear that. I hate hearing people losing jobs like that, but man, good peoples, man, real good people. 1,062 total books sold as well from our man's Yellow Flash. Yaira number 3 hit 100K. It's milestones all over the place. I'm just gonna walk y'all through some of these milestones real quick because wow. So yeah, Yaira 3. Great War hit 200,000. 67 does it by the end of the night, hit 7,000 books sold. We'll see. We will see. And by the way, let me see something. I'm just curious. Okay. So, looking at some numbers. Okay. ISOM 3, where are you at? ISOM 3 is at 11 days left, over 10,000. We hit that milestone today, I think. Over 10,000 total books sold. Thank y'all for that. Zaylin, which will be closing out, having a good time of the Rippaverse Roundtable. Over 8,000 total books sold, closing in on $250,000 in total sales. Woo! And then you got the Horseman. Horseman is 7,500 total books sold, bro. I don't know what's going on, but y'all were really waiting for the Horseman to return. So y'all are nuts, man. Thank you. Appreciate y'all so much. So yes, the Mighty Golden Patriot by Yellow Flash John Dillard. You can go grab that right now over at Rippaverse. It's RIPPASEND.com. Cool. Alternative history. Set in World War II. The big shout out to Jordan. Awesome trailer, by the way. And as it couldn't be better. Set it up perfectly. Occultist Nazis. Guy stumbles across a little something. A little hidden relic, if you will. And stuff's happened. Mighty Golden Patriot, though, these guys worked extremely hard. I want to give a big shout out to Flash, professional. Wanted to do it right. He wanted to do it right. He's still in the chat, I see. He wanted to do it right. He's like, look, man, we're gonna release this when it's ready. We're not gonna rush it. We're not gonna just put it out just for the sake of putting it out. Let's get this thing ready. So I'm glad we can make it happen. Because a lot of people are asking me every stream, when is Flash's book drop? I'm like, guys, doing some edits. We're getting it right. Just hold what you got. And yeah, man, glad that it's off to a crazy good start with over 1,000 total books sold, 1,060 total books sold. So day one, man, that's crazy, man. That's a lot of books. That's a lot of books. Will you have an art contest for the 2026 calendar? Well, probably not for the calendar. Will we have another art contest? Perhaps. Jim said he got all 4 CGC covers. I love to see that. Signed by our man Yellow Flash himself. Woo! Zaylin A sold out. It might be. That's a question for Brando, who he might be on the road right now. I don't know. That's a question for him. I'm just here so I don't get fined. We'll go check Dillard or Zayd. Oh, well, yeah, go check him out. If he's over there, holla at the artist, illustrator of the Mighty Golden Patriot. But yeah, thanks. You guys are awesome peoples. Tomorrow's going to be the big day. Streaming over on Flashcast. Go give a lot of love to Flash, man. Make sure we show up and show out. Any update on the CGC Rippaverse box? No, but I did follow up on because I remember that was the last stream I did, the short one. I did follow up with our manufacturer about the binder for the cards. Said they're looking into some stuff. So yeah, soon. How do I contact Brandon? Well, if it's not showing up, as in like you're going to it and trying to click it and it doesn't show up, it's probably sold out then. If you see like it's blank, I mean, we can go test it. I'm on the wrong page, huh? Yeah, it's sold out. If you see this, it's sold out. Told y'all stop snoozing, man. Yeah, it's sold out. Still got the Frank Fosco cover, Joe Bennett cover, and the wraparound cover by Kanan. Got a little something. Print numbers for the current collections. Oh, I couldn't tell you those off the top of my head. Had to do some digging. But yeah, it's sold out. It's that's sold out. Like I said, there may be a chance later as we kind of again assess our stock after fulfillment. But as of right now, they're sold out. Kobe isn't great. Yeah, a lot of people love that Frank Fosco kind of throwback. And if you know Frank Fosco, that's his art. And he did the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. This is what he does. Okay. I got Johnny, right? Yeah, I got you. I got you at the 20. I did. So basically 6 active pre-orders right now. If you include Rippaverse. You got Yara 3, Isom 3, Zaylan, the Great War Separation, the Horseman. And on the Rippaverse side, you got the mighty Golden Patriot by Yellow Flash and John Dillard. So there's lots of stuff to get on either of those sites. So why don't you just go grab them? Pre-order. Why not? Care to see what the Saoirse full cover is going to look like? I'm trying to think. Do I have all the Saoirse covers? I think all of the Saoirse covers are done now. Y'all saw the Vins cover. That was one we released. We got that one. Y'all saw obviously Caden's cover. And then I think I have all of them. I think all of them are done. And I think the other 2 are done by artists that y'all haven't seen yet. I'm actually curious. I want to make sure that I'm not. Oh, snaps. Okay. All my tabs just closed down. So okay, there we go. Okay. Because I'm curious.
Obviously, I'm not going to show you the covers because I wouldn't dare NDA myself like that. Don't accidentally share screen. I'm not. I when I share the screen, so even if the other screen popped up, when I share the screen, I make sure I share by tab. I don't share by like actual screen because I'm not NDAing anything. So I have all covers are done. I'm looking at them. All covers of Saoirse are done. All 4 covers. Hell, I even got a cover for Saoirse 2 done. And that ain't even y'all even got 1 yet. So yeah. We'll be buying Yara 3, Great War Separation 2, and Horseman next Friday. I'll be caught up on all the books. And someone asked, I was actually talking with our pre-press team about I was actually talking to my team about a checklist because someone has great questions. Like, why don't y'all put out like a checklist, basically of everything you put out, right? And like just update it and share it out to you guys. Maybe even put it in books. I was like, man, that's not a bad idea. That'd be something that'd be cool to see. So like a list that basically is just everything that we have ever put out. That's a book. So you can be like, oh, I got to go run this down. I got to go run this down. So yeah. Nick Weiser, man, have fun at the show. I know I'm intruding on a lot of people's time slot because I don't usually stream. Never have I been a Friday streamer. Like unless it was like for Kenne's sake, back in the gap. I saw the email come in. The email through your contact you do. Thanks again. Hope we can talk. Yeah, we'll chat, man. We'll get you. I'll work with Carol. Get you on the list next week. We'll catch up, bro. We'll for sure catch up. But I did see the email come through. I just saw it. Have a checklist that will be epic, so it's easier for me to track. Otherwise, I'm looking at my books, physical, and check in active pre-orders on what I'm missing. Yeah, I'll he actually got like a cool little layout. We haven't like fleshed it out yet, but I'm gonna follow up with pre-press. Alpha Segner, right? Yeah, I know. Friday night, Tyson's on right before I went live. Yeah, I'm stepping on everybody's toes. My apologies to all the homies. I know this ain't my top slot. Kind of had that represent ad. The ad page kind of is like, hey, go get all the stuffs. Marvel's Dash checklist in their books. Yeah. Says Flash. Yeah, I'm thinking about doing something like that because we've released so many books, and between the various covers that we have, if you are like a collector of those, then that I can see that being intriguing. But also, if you just want to be able to keep up with what's coming out, so I think I'm gonna follow up on that. Wonder how much NDA material is in that paper shredder behind. Oh, it's all. Oh, there. You see, if I remove this, it's full. There's always NDA stuff going in there because it's full. As you can see, I'm always tossing stuff in there. Always. This is my office. Like I'm stream. Like I have my studio where Fork and Steak is shot, and then I have my my other studio where I do all of like the videos, the essays and stuff. This is my office. When you see me streaming out here, I'm streaming out of my office. So that is a legit shredder, and it's to the gills. I need to empty it. Yeah. But yeah, it's NDAs and all NDA stuff, all in there for sure. I need actually a bigger one because that was just not getting the job done. Fills up too quick. Fills up way too quick. Kane is in the chat. Shout out. I saw him. He was what said, "Don't share that folder." Like, Nah, I wouldn't do that. But yeah, there's a lot of covers that we've been getting in from. I told y'all, and look, we're about to have a lot of fun. I told y'all, may have been round table, I can't remember. Also tweeted this, that we have a lot of, like, we're mixing it up, okay? Art styles we're gonna be mixing it up there a lot. Carol said Eric's email is a nightmare. That's true. It's true. It's got so much going on, and if I don't check it for like half an hour, it's fucked. It's just kind of the nature of the beast. But there's a lot of different art styles we're going to be messing around with, different artists that are, it's again not just doing realism stuff that we've done before. Now we're starting to get a little mixing it up, we talk about all ages stuff, really just mixing it up. I'm really, really, really excited for that. For y'all to see that, because I've seen some of the work come in, and it's really cool to see some of the other characters in that different setting. On a completely separate note, actually, it's not totally separate because I was talking about gaming. What is this? Oh, last night, I guess they talked. There was a college football trailer came out. What's that all about? I'll look at it after. I'm interested to see how they follow up with the return. Return was pretty solid this past year. Those first NCAA, it's not NCAA anymore. It's CFB. Interested to see how they follow up with that. Like, what's the new dynasty? The only mode that anybody, well, I guess people play Ultimate Team. I don't play that shit. But what they do with the dynasty mode. Who are the new artists coming in? They're NDA. But no, we got some artists that all over the globe that are doing some work for us in some capacity. Got some guys that have done a lot of solid work because European has the European like comic market has some interesting talent, and we've got some guys that are from that market that are doing some stuff as well. Saska's mentioned Fan Expo. Yes, we'll be at Fan Expo a little over a month from now. Does Rippaverse send out emails on Uber drop? Yes. We send those out every time we drop something new. We send those out. Are you guys actually going to make a 3D game? Well, we didn't say that we were going to make anything. What we're doing is like cool little short animation stuff to kind of conceptualize what it could look like. It's no commitment. So no, we're not making a game. No. It's actually far from it. It's like, what could it look like? Just having some fun. And if somehow that turns into this, which turns into that, then hey, great. Why is the 3 be out by Fan Expo? It's gonna be tough. If it will be, it's gonna be by the hair of the chinny chins. It could happen. Sign up to receive those emails. Legend, if you bought anything, you should automatically sign. But we have the newsletter. Like if you go to our website, if you just scroll, you'll see the newsletter. Sign up. That's how we keep people up to date. Is usually the email. We try to do social media stuff, but we do some pretty thorough emails. So yeah. Okay, where are we at? Mighty Golden Patriot, 1,000 books. Thank y'all. Keep pre-ordering. Almost at 1,100 books sold. Day one. Holy smokes. Got it. Okay, cool. But yeah, we sign up. That's the best way to get be the first in on some new information. That's where you want to be. You want to be signed up to our newsletter. That's the way. Man, look at that, bros. He is 33% in on the total sales goal already. And it's not even a full day. We're not even 12 hours in. 12 hours in an hour, it will hour and 10 minutes, it'll be a 12-hour mark. Horseman is almost at 7,550 books sold. It sold over 100 in the last hour. Yeah, man. Horseman has some odd legs. Not odd. I mean, look, Horseman, I'll be honest with you. Horseman, Welcome to Flores Park was not supposed to sell that much. What it did for a breakout new hit, especially when it was dropping when it did. Like we're starting to open the floodgates up, try to add some variety, and so we know that not everybody's going to buy everything. And yeah, that thing exploded, and yeah, it's on pace. It's on pace to outsell. We'll see what happens, but it's no guarantee. But it does have some odd legs this early on. Still the highest grossing of the collection format. That's true. It was the Horseman since we moved to the collection format. As far as like sales, total sales. Horseman 1 is also a great book. Like, make no mistake, it's a great book. The colors on it are sick too. Jay Brown stepping it up, man. Will the Golden Patriot become the Rippaverse Captain America? Well, the Golden Patriot isn't necessarily part of Rippaverse. I know there's been a lot of people asking what would happen. Look, Mighty Golden Patriot that's the Yellow Flash thing, right? So Gabriel's not part of the Rippaverse. Acrobatic Chronicles. No, I've seen some fun. It's been fun. I love that stuff. People nerded out. I've seen people talk about Fortuna of Acrobatic Chronicles talking about she grows up and becomes Bloodruth, which was a fun theory, right? But no, it's different. Like those are the worlds of the creators, right? They're not connected to the Rippaverse. He is. It's true. Andrew is totally right that Jay Brown is doing, he got Yaira books, he has Horseman as well, and then he's gonna be doing that's almost NDA. But yeah, he's gonna be doing some other stuff too. So yeah. Crazy. It's just like I said, man, I get to wake up. I know I'm up all day. My wife told me today, it's like, man, you need to go to sleep. Go some rest. I'm like, man, it might not look like it. Cause yeah, I might got sleepy eyes every now and then, but I'm having fun. I'm young too, so it's like, when am I gonna ever have the energy? Like, when I'm 40, 50, like my energy levels are gonna be the same probably. Or maybe they are. Fuck, maybe I'm gonna be a machine going in there. But while I can, I might as well work hard. And I love what I do. Like, I'm having fun. So something special to be able to wake up and do what you love. You know what I'm saying? So it's nonstop. I've been up early. I actually was signing some ISOM books. I didn't bring them with me. I would have showed y'all. I need to go back to the warehouse at some point because I fucking, excuse my language, but I need to go show off these covers. That book's huge. It's a 144-page book, and like actually holding, it's like, damn, it's like, I know Brandon said to me this morning. It's like, man, it said to me yesterday when they came in. He's like, man, how many pages did you write? Marco says sleeping doesn't give XP. That's true. Not wrong. Great War 2 up about 200 away from 7K, says Dan. Can we hit it? 7K. For the Great War separation number dos. Hot Dice says Golden Patriot looks sick. Had to scoop every cover. Love that, Hot Dice. Shout out to you for being one of those that got the book pack. Let's go. Warren Saoirse Horseman team up. Interesting. Can Horseman number 1 have a cover E if it makes a 1 mil? Cover E. I don't know about add variants. I don't know about doing that. Like I think 4 is like the perfect number, right? And in our release format, I think it's perfect too, because it's like you have 3 non-reprinted versions. So no matter if it's 1,000 or 10,000 of them we get, they just don't get reprinted, right? And then we have the mass print. So we don't have to keep finding, because that, yes, would that make us more money? 100%. Like if we were like, yeah, with every reprint, we're just gonna do another cover. And next thing you know, we got 17 covers. I just don't. That's one of the things, and no disrespect to any. I know there's a lot of guys love the variant thing. Like, I'm just not the biggest of the fan of like having so many options are good, right? And I think it's a sweet spot. I think it's and it's going to differ with every company. I do think there's a sweet spot, but going crazy, like just for the sake of like selling stuff and like, yeah, maybe you make more money for sure, but it's like, I don't know, having all these variants of this of the same book is just kind of, I don't know, it's just not. I don't want Rippaverse to get in the habit of that. 4 is plenty. Only way I see doing more than 4 would be like if there was some like massive book, like maybe a big like anthology or something. But like I think 4 is like that's the sweet spot. It's enough for options, but not so much to where it's like holy shizzle. Flying blind on a rocket cycle just ordered a copy of Golden Patriot. Let's go. Love to see that. As people get off work, love to see people ordering the mighty Golden Patriot. But we gotta have it. Yeah, and that's another good point, because yeah, technically I guess there's 5 different covers if you include Bloodruth for that. But yeah, like that 5th cover was a different book. Like it's a black and white version of the book, which a lot of people ask for. So that's a special occasion kind of thing. But the main book, full color, 4. I think that's like our sweet spot. And we kind of just stumbled into that. Like it wasn't like I went out there like, oh, this is the number. It's like, no, we kind of filled it out. Like, ISOM had the mass print and the two, and then we had the obviously the creators edition, which you can still get if you become an ultra member. I think we still have something left. I hope I'm not lying. So Brandon can correct me, but I'm pretty sure we have ultra member covers still available. But yeah, we kind of stumbled into it, and we were like, 4, I think, is just like it just feels right. Need a retro cover for ISOM 1. I mean, yeah, look, that's another thing we fell into. We fell into having these throwback covers. It was like we did it once with ISOM 2, and everybody loved it, and then it just became a habit. You know what I'm saying? I would again. That's what I love about Bitness. That's what I love so much about Bitness, is that you never know, man. You can go into it with all the ideas in the world, but the market has a way of humbling you. And you also, it goes the other way, where you start to see opportunities that you didn't otherwise see or plan. It was pretty badass. So yeah. Yeah. All right. Let me by the way, Mighty Golden Patriot is at almost 1,100 total books sold, 1,093 as of my last refresh. So yeah, almost at 1,100 books sold. Let's go. Okay. All right. You have closing in on 4 hours for the Great War Separation 2 to close. Okay. So there has, if I'm not mistaken, been some that have sold out, some covers. So go ahead and get what you can. Zion says great impact on Western comics. Ripper Shoulder says congrats, Yellow Flash, Golden Patriot. Shout out to you as well, brother. Appreciate you. Big shout out to Flash. Big shout out. And shout out to all of y'all in the chat for joining me on a random. Well, it's not a random Friday. I mean, a lot's happening today, so it's not that random. Flash still in chat. Closing down 1,100 books. So again, nothing to sneeze. That's a lot. Why isn't Yellow Flash in the stream? Well, we got tomorrow. Tomorrow's the big stream. Flash cast. This is just me doing my thing. Hey, I even told the team, because some of the team members asked, like, "Hey, you want to stop in?" I was like, "Nah, ain't no need for that. I'm just here. I'm just touching base, letting saying what's up, and getting back to work right after this." But no, the big day is tomorrow. Big launch stream is tomorrow on Flashcast on his channel. We're doing it right over there where it should be. It's his channel. This is his work. People need to understand, like, we're here to help. Right? This is what the Ripper Send is all about. It's about assisting. We'll let our creators lead the way. We want to see their vision through. But tomorrow, as planned, because plus Flash got a life, busy dude. But tomorrow, that's the big day. We got Flash Cast. We're gonna have some fun. Lots of it. Okay. So go get the Mighty Golden Patriot, which is available to you right now on ripascend.com. Great War Separation is about to close down as well. So go grab that from Rippaverse.com. And we appreciate the support for Rippaverse Publishing in general, whether it's Ripper Sand or Rippaverse. We appreciate you. You guys are crazy. I gotta get out of here though. Yeah, I gotta get out of here. Okay. Yeah. So we'll see what's up. Tomorrow, be sure to go holler at Flash and show him as much love as you can over on Flash's channel for Flashcast tomorrow night. We're gonna have some fun. They're gonna have some fun. I'll try to pop in, say what's up, obviously. Show love to Flash, but also go pre-order the Mighty Golden Patriot right now. Okay. Why not? You ain't got nothing to lose. It's good. Trust me. Rippersend.com. Go get the Mighty Golden Patriot. You can also get it in the description if you're watching this after the fact as a member. Okay. But I got to get up out of here. Thank you guys so much. I do owe y'all a stream on my channel at some point. Because we ain't gonna talk about what happened yesterday. But I do owe y'all. And of course, we have the Rippaverse roundtable at 6 p.m. Central on Monday. Okay. So we'll see you over there as well. All right, guys, I got to go. Thank y'all so much. You're the best. We appreciate you. Go grab the mighty Golden Patriot right now. Buy Yellow Flash and John Dillon over at Rippaverse.com. I'm going to see y'all later. Peace out. God bless. Enjoy the rest of your night.